Hey, how's it going everybody? It's me, Scott from OneLastHand. Welcome to Kingdom Legacy, a small box legacy game that we are picking up. We're going to play this over multiple sessions. So if you like this, please hit the subscribe button. That's the easiest way to keep up with what's going on. Kingdom Legacy is a legacy game. It's by Jonathan Faraxless. I butchered that, I apologise, from Fricks Games. I couldn't get this in the UK. I had to get this in via their site directly, the Fricks Games site, and some bits from Amazon US. It was about £15 or so, I want to say. This is a small legacy game that takes about, well, they say 6 to 10 hours. I think it's going to be a little bit less than that. It's for ages 14 and plus, and it's a solo-only game. Let's have a little read on the back of the box. You've claimed the land. Now let's get to work. There's a kingdom to build. Kingdom Legacy is a unique solo campaign full of exploration, delight and adventure. Discover new cards and learn how to use them to your advantage and how to survive hardships. Some cards will be torn, others will be upgraded or enhanced with stickers, whatever it takes to build the ultimate kingdom, your kingdom. By the way, what will you name it? Write the name on the side of this box with the most permanent marker you can find. Your journey starts here. Now, I failed in the first rule by using a permanent marker. So this is meant to say Last Handsville. It says, let's talk a little bit about the box because it also has some legacy elements on it. So we are going to have a deck of 10 cards. We'll look at those in a second. We are also going to have this deck of more cards. And this deck is separated by this little parchment here. Underneath here are loads more cards similar to ones that are in our hand. As we go through the game, we are going to be playing a hand of 4 cards. We won't use this hand, but we'll just chuck it out here. So we're going to be using a hand of 4 cards. These cards all have some various bits of info on them. Let's have a look at these two here. So we have the headquarters. This has a serial number. Whenever we take a card into our hand, that serial number must be at the top. That denotes the starting state of a card. We have the name and type of card. So this one is a building and it's the headquarters. This one is wild grass and it's a land. We have the resources that those things produce. This one a coin, this one here a coin. We might have the effect that you can use on a card. So this forest here produces 1 wood. And if we use the card, we use the effect, we get free wood, and then we have to turn this card round, and that's the big part of this game. You are going to be upgrading cards, you're going to be using cards, and when you do, you flip them round. When you upgrade, you follow the arrow based in this little brown box. So in this instance, we turn it round. Once we've upgraded, that's the end of our turn. If we flip a card for use, we discard the card. So there are some golden rules. Let's talk about those golden rules and then we'll come back to some of these cards. So the golden rules are: never rotate or flip a card unless using a rule to do so. You may inspect all sides of cards in play and in your discard pile, but you may not look at cards in the box before discovering them. At the start of each round, except the first, discover the next 2 cards in the box. Number 4, a card that changes orientation either by upgrading or by other effect is always discarded immediately. So whenever we flip a card over, like this one that we were looking at, the forest, we have to get rid of that card into our discard pile. The last one, upgrading a card, ends your turn. So the actions we can take, let's talk about those. Let's assume we've played our hand out with 4 cards, right? And we're looking at these. We can upgrade a card, end our turn immediately. We can use an effect on a card. We can use then the resources we gain from that card and then discard it. We can pass. We haven't got anything to do here. We don't want to draw any more cards. We're going to pass. We can use the effect, obviously, on the card, and the last one is we can advance. So let's say we had these 4 cards out and they didn't do what we needed to do. We can take the next 2 from our deck and see if that makes it any better. We can take the next 2 from our deck and see if that makes it any better. We can take the next 2. We can advance as many times as we want, but once we're out of cards, end of the round. Once we upgrade a card, end of your turn. Take four more cards. That's it. That's the whole thing. When we get through our hand, we're then going to take the top 2 cards of the next deck and move on. Do it all again. This is going to sit on the top of the card, but you'll notice that some of these cards, these are called parchments in this game. There will be parchments that we come up against in the deck or in the box that mean we have to stop and use and do whatever the changes to the game state is. There are also stickers that we can stick on our cards as we go. So there you go, you can see those. Equally, you're going to keep going through this game until you get to card number 70 in the main deck. When you do, you are going to stop there. That's the end of the game. You are going to mark your score on the side of this box. However, in the main deck, there is four expansions. I think it's 4 expansions. Equally, you have 2 more expansions. You have the Adventurers and you have the Merchants. And we've got a big box expansion here. This is Kingdom Legacy Distant Lands. We're going to be able to use these cards as another expansion. You can see here maybe some new rules, maybe some new info. 160 cards. There's more cards, I believe, in the expansion than there is in the core box. But it's a fantastic little game. I'm really hoping I don't mess it up as we go through. If we do, we're just going to have to roll with the punches, because we will be throwing cards away. We will be ripping them up. We will be sticking stickers on them. All of those things. Let's start with the first hand, because I suspect it's going to be easier to look at and learn than it is for me to talk about. So we're just going to give our cards one last shuffle. There we go. And then we're going to deal. Card number 1, our first card is a distant mountain. Our next card is a forest. We have the wild grass and we have another wild grass. This is our first hand in OneLastHand. And we're looking to upgrade. Ultimately, really the way we're going to pursue through this game is by upgrading cards. That's going to be the most important thing we can do. So let's have a look. We've got 1, 2, 3 resources here. All of these cards, these 3 here, require 2 coins to upgrade. That's it. Whereas this one, you can see, requires 2 stone to upgrade. However, we could use this card, turn it around, and that's it. What's interesting, I'm just going to show you this. So this card has 2 options, right? I can upgrade it here, and if I do, we turn it to a sacred well. If we had the resources, we could upgrade this. And this is going to show you discover a shrine and rip this card up. Also, this symbol that we hadn't looked at, 2 victory points. I'm going to be honest, victory points obviously are the way you score in this game. Interestingly, on the inside of this box at the top is a little code. You can put that into their website and you can see how you do against other players. I am going to be less worried about victory points and more intrigued by exploring and unraveling some of the cards, because you're not going to see all of these cards and we want to see as many as we can. So just bear that in mind. We're not going for the highest score we can possibly get. We're going to take it in a bit more chilled and see if we can get to upgrades. However, let's assume we use this main action or this card action and we turn this card over. The next time it comes out, it's on this side. You can see we can spend 1 coin to reset it back to this one, or 1 wood, 1 stone, and 2 coins to turn it into a lumberjack. So 2 options on this card for just getting it out there. That's the wrong way around. Remember, whenever we play a card from our hand for the first time, it's always going to be on that side. Right, let's have a think about what we're doing. We could spend 2 coins and start getting some stone. I don't think there's any way to get stone any other way. So I think it makes sense. Let's use these 2 coins. These get discarded and we get to upgrade this to our rocky area. Now we can spend 1 coin to get 2 stone, but equally it's just going to give us 1 stone. We cannot use this card to do both. We cannot say, well, I've got 1 here and I'll spend a coin. We'll get 3. So this all goes here. Our discard pile is off to the right. So we'll tuck those out of the way. Our draw pile's over to the left. That's it. Round or hand 1 is done. Now we have our headquarters, our forest, the trader, and a wild grass. Let's have a little look at what we've got. Our headquarters produces a coin. It was going to require 3 stone and a wood to upgrade. We don't have that. The forest is we're going to require 2 stone to upgrade. We don't have that either. And the wild grass gives us 1 coin and we need 2 to upgrade. I can't do anything with any of these cards. Right? I can't upgrade this. I can't upgrade this. I need 2 stone to be able to upgrade this. If I get more coins, I can upgrade the trader. I think we're just going to have to draw. So let's just bump these up a little bit. And we have some wild grass. Might have to just, there we go, squeeze these in a tad. And we have a distant mountain. So we've taken the advanced action. That's given us 2 more cards. We're out of cards. So when we get to the end of this, that's the end of the round. But we now have 2 coins plus 1 here. So with 3 coins, we could potentially upgrade the trader. And if we did that, that's going to give us 1 of these. However, this is going to give us the chance to get more money on a turn. So I'm going to take the opportunity to upgrade you using 2 coins. That means we've used these 2. And on our turn, we're done. We discarded, we upgraded. We're done. That's it. Now, we shuffle our hand back together. One of the things I'm terrified about is dropping the card like I just did. And let me just make sure it was the right one. Yeah, dropping a card, or all of the cards, and having no idea what state they were in before I dropped them. I'm terrified about it. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take the top parchment off this, and we're going to pick up the next 2 cards. We'll put them down here when we pick them up so you can see them. So card number 11 is a jungle. We can it's a land. We can spend 1 coin to gain 1 wood, and it's going to cost 3 to upgrade. If we do, we get it to a huge tree. I'm not going to show you all of the cards. We'll learn them as we go. The next card we got is a river. It's going to cost 3 wood. We're going to be able to put a bridge on that river. I will show you this one, because if we then upgrade it with 3 stone, we get, well, a stone bridge, which is worth a coin and 4 victory points. However, if we then upgrade it with 2 coins, we're going to get some explorers. Not only do they give us a gold, they are a person, but if we discard it, we're going to discover 71, 72, 73, or 74. Then we're going to flip it back round. Then we could spend 2 coins again the next time it comes out to do it again. So all of that is what these cards will do for us. We're going to put them into our deck and start shuffling again. And then let's see how we do. So, okay, we have our rocky area. We have wild grass, and we have our plains. Okay, the next card on the top of our deck is our trader. I can't really do much with any of these. I could discard 2 to upgrade 1 of these to a plains, give us more coins. I can't do this one. I can't upgrade this with 3 coins. I could bring the trader in, and she takes 3 coins to upgrade to a bazaar. We could do that, but I think I'm just going to spend these 2. Oh no, hold on. I'm going to spend these 2 to upgrade this one. That seems safe to me. So we'll upgrade it. It's exactly the same as what we did the first time round. That goes there. And this is discarded at the end of our turn. Next we have the trader, our new jungle, our headquarters, and a forest. So I've got 1 gold to spend to get a wood. I've got 1 gold to spend to get another wood, so I could end up with 2 wood, but none of this really helps, right? I need 1 wood and 3 stone. I'm not going to have that. I need 2 stone. I'm not going to have that. I need 3 gold to upgrade this. I've only got 1. So let's take the next 2 cards. We have the river, and we have the distant mountain. So now I've got 3 gold, so I could upgrade this to give us more wood. I could upgrade this to give us more stone. Sorry, I appreciate you may not be able to see those. There we go. Hopefully that's a bit better. I need to zoom the camera out just a smidge. Right, so there we go. That's those. So now we've got our distant land over here. We could, our distant mountains, we could use a gold there, and a gold there to either upgrade the jungle to a hardwood, or, sorry, a huge tree, or the trader, which is going to allow us to get stone, or we could upgrade this to be able to get stone, which we need to upgrade our headquarters. So maybe that's important. I think let's do 3 of these for now to upgrade the jungle. It just means we don't have to pay, and if we wanted to, we can get 2 wood from that. So I think that's fine. We'll get rid of all of these. Now we've only got, I think, 2 cards left in our hand because we had to advance. We have the wild plains and we have the forest. We can't do anything with either of those. We can't upgrade that because we've got no stone. We can't upgrade you because we've got no... So we're going to pass. That is the end of our next hand. Okay, let's take the next two cards. We have... Oh dear. We have a field worker. Now, whenever you see a card with these red border at the top, let's tuck them out of the way for a second, we get to make a choice. Let's have a look at the field worker first. Obviously a person. Choose a land, in play, gain its production in resources. So we can use her action to get double resources, essentially. Or, we've got servant. Again, a person. Gain a coin, a wood, or a stone. I'm going to keep it as the servant, I think. Now let's have a look at this dude, the bandit. -2 victory points. When played, blocks 1 card with gold production. Spend a sword to defeat and gain any 2 resources. Can be upgraded by a missionary. We don't have a missionary, so let's put this guy in our hand as well. So now we've got our first enemy and our first servant. Okay, we have a distant mountain. We have a wild grass, a plains, and another plains. So, I think it's important for us to get these rock scenarios out. So we can just, we can discard one of these to gain it, but we can just use 2 of these. It's going to be the end of our turn anyway, to upgrade you to a rocky area. That is that one done. Okay, let's just tuck those out of the way. Next, we have our first rocky area, our servant, wild grass, and we have the forest. So we could, let's have a think about this. We could gain a coin, use this coin, and use this to turn it to a felled forest to upgrade this rocky area to a quarry, and that's going to give us 2 stone. That feels really important. Or we could spend 1 gold to use 2 stone to turn this to a sacred well. I think I'm going to use this. I'm going to flip this round. There is a reason for it. If I turn this card over, we can upgrade to the lumberjack, which I think is really important. So we're going to use that to gain our free wood. We're going to use 2 coins here to get 2 coins and 2 stone and 2 wood, and we're going to upgrade this to a quarry. Now we've got some proper stone production coming in, which is great. Okay, next we have our trader, who's been out and we've ignored several times. We have the bandit. Now what's interesting about this and how this works, when you draw the first 4 cards, they are all considered to have been played exactly the same time. So when played, blocks 1 card with production. If we had 1 production here, we'd have to put this out. Now, what's really interesting about it is if we play our next card, this isn't at the point of being played, so this wouldn't do anything. And ultimately, this is just sitting here because we don't have any gold production out. And when we play our next card, it's not when this card is being played. So it's not the end of the world. Now let's have a look at what we've got. We can spend 1 gold to get 2 wood. We don't have any gold. We can spend 1 gold to get 1 wood. We don't have any gold. I can't upgrade either of these. So I think all we can do is start the next 2 cards. So we've got 2 gold. Doesn't do anything for us. We've got 3 wood, which would upgrade this. So if I spend this, again, moves to a felled forest, to get 3 wood, we can then use our 3 wood to upgrade our river to a bridge. And that is that done. That is also the end of our hand. The bandit goes back in the deck, and we take the next 2 cards. We have a distant mountain. Let's just have a quick zoom in on that. Distant mountain, card number 15. It's worth 1 coin. If we upgrade it, it goes to a rocky area, and we know, oh, this one's slightly different. It can go to a shallow mine, and then we can discover a mine. Sorry, it does go to a quarry. It's exactly the same. And then the next card is a bandit, and we've seen that one before as well. So we'll put those in our hands. Interestingly, we can continue drawing cards from the box until card 23, and that's when the real legacy part of the game comes in. That's kind of the point of no return. Okay, we have a huge tree. We have a bandit. We have a quarry, and we have a servant. Again, interestingly, when played blocks 1 production, we don't have any gold production up here, so it doesn't really matter. Okay, I think we can take the next 2 cards. So we now have the wild grass and the felled forest. Now I'd really like to get this felled forest if possible. We've got 2 coins here and here. We've got 1 wood and we've got 1 stone. We can use all of these to turn this into a lumberjack. That's now going to get us 2 wood every time. That's kind of upgraded as much as we can. The bandit again was a little bit disappointing, didn't do much. Next we have a rocky area, the plains, another plains, and a wild grass. Next up we've got distant mountains. I wonder if we just need to upgrade this again. I wonder if we just keep upgrading this, because I could push for some wood, but knowing we've got the bandit and that in there, I think we're going to just say, okay, we're going to discard a friendly card. Let's do those 2. And we will upgrade you to this as well. So now we've got another plains producing coins. Okay, that's the end of that. And now we've got 4 more cards. No, 5 more cards maybe. Okay, so this time the bandit's come out and he's covering a production card. We've got our bridge and we've got our headquarters. Okay. So we've only got 3 cards or 2 cards that we can use. If we get a sword, we can defeat the bandit. This is going to require stone. This requires stone. I don't think there's any harm in us just doing this. And I don't think there's much we can do, really. We don't have stone. We do have 2 coins. We don't have 3 coins, so we still can't upgrade you. But we can flip this one back, and I think that's what we're going to do. We'll spend 1 of our coins to turn this forest back around so we can use it for resources again. And once again, the bandit goes into the deck. What's next? We have a hill. It's land. It gives us 1 coin. It's going to cost a coin, a stone, and a wood to upgrade to a chapel. And if we then spend 3 coins, we can discover the missionary, which is going to allow us to change those bandits. The other thing we have is the East Cliffs. It's a land worth 1 stone, and if we upgrade it, we can get a smithy, which is 2 metal. We've got no ways of getting smithies at the moment. We're up to card 19 in our hand. Let's give these a shuffle, or in our box. Okay, we have the huge trees. We have wild grass. We have the East Cliffs, and we have the hills. Okay, well, this is interesting. If we use all 3 of these, we can immediately upgrade the hills to a chapel, right? Because it can take 1 stone, 1 wood, 1 rock. We've got all of those. Feels like it was meant to be, right? So we'll upgrade you, and we'll put you over here. They are done for now, but next time it comes out, we might be able to get out our missionary, or at least get a missionary. Okay, what have we got here then? So we've got a requirement for stone. The next card to come out is a bandit. We've got 2 gold, but I can't use that to do anything. None of these upgrades help. I think I'm going to have to take out the bandit, put him on there, and take the next card, which is another gold. Again, doesn't help us too much right now, but if we could get another coin, we've got plains next. We could upgrade either the trader or this, as long as we've seen our bandit, right? I think. Have we seen both bandits? I can't remember. Maybe not. No. So we've advanced again. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, loads of coins. We could use loads of coins. Now, this is going to give us a stone, whereas you're going to allow us to spend money to get stone. I think we're going to spend all 3 of these to upgrade our trader to a bazaar. It's gone from a person to a building and now gets us a victory point, but we can use it to buy wood or stone. Still no closer to getting rid of these bandits. Right, what's next? We have a plains, a rocky area, a bandit, and a lumberjack. Now, if we can get 2 coins, we could upgrade this. Our next card is a quarry, which is 2 stone. Okay, I think we have to push because there's nothing I can do here, right? We have a quarry, which is 2 stone, and a servant, which is 1 gold, wood, or stone. So we've got 2 wood here, but this requires 2 coins. We don't have 2 coins. I think we're in. This is not going to do anything to forest territory. You're going to be able to produce. So this requires 2 wood and 2 gold. We've got 2 wood and 2 stone and 1 gold, and you require 2 wood and 2 gold, and we don't have that either. I bet. What's the bet? We could have upgraded our headquarters or whatever it was. Well, that is disappointing. I don't think there's anything I can do. In fact, I know there's nothing I can do, right? 1 stone. I can spend 1 gold to get 2 stone. I'd have 4 stone. That doesn't help me. 2 wood, only 1 gold down here. That is disappointing. That's a complete waste of a turn. That sucks. Okay, next we have a forest and a swamp. Oh, I've got about 6 cards. I don't know how I did that. Let's put those back on top. There we go. A forest or a swamp are our next 2 cards. We have a forest, which is 1 wood. We can gain 3 wood, 2 stone to upgrade, and then we get to a fell forest. We've seen that before. The swamp is completely useless unless we upgrade it, and even then it's still useless. So I bet it's reasonable on the other side. Yeah, we can get it to swamplands and then or swamp garden and then exotic fruit, which is going to give us trade goods. So could be important for that. Let's just do that. Let's go back to this view, and I think we're 1 hand away from being at the point of pausing. So let's go. We've got a swamp. We've got a servant. We've got a bandit, and we've got a plains. You are going to cover you up. Okay. Next card is a rocky area. I don't think there's any choice but to draw. Now we have 2 wood, 1 gold. Our next card is a quarry. I don't really want to spend to upgrade that. I think what we're going to do is use 1 of these wood and this, because I've only got 1 gold, I need 2. We're going to use 1 of these as gold, 1 of these as wood, and we're going to upgrade the swamp to an accessible swamp. If we keep going, we can get a step further. These bandits. Okay, next we have the quarry, 2 stone. We have the bazaar, we have a forest, and we have a distant mountain. Okay, now I've got 2 stone. I could upgrade this forest. Maybe that's what we'll do. We'll just use you to upgrade this forest, and now we have a sacred well. We're going to be able to discover a shrine next time if we want to. Okay, next we have a bandit, our headquarters. We have the plains, a plains, and that's it, right? That's 4 cards. Okay, if I get more gold, I can upgrade these. And our next card does have gold on it, so I think we'll take you, and we'll take you. Interesting. We can spend 1, 2, and 3 gold. Hold on, can I do this a different way? If I was to spend you and you, and you, sorry, we can then, that's 3 coins. We can then get the mercenary, which is card 103. Okay, let's find card 103. Oh my lord. Okay, so there is our mercenary right there. So we can put that here, and we've discarded oh, hold on, no, that doesn't work. So I'd have to spend all of these, right? Because this is discard a card, a friendly card, which would be this one, which means we produce 2, and then we have to use you anyway. So there's no way we could have done anything better there. We've used your action, so we get rid of you. We can just play the next cards, because none of those brought the end of our turn. So this can stay where it is. It doesn't really make any difference to us. 2, 3, and 4. These are all of our cards. What have we got here? So we have 1 stone. If I could get a 2nd stone, we could upgrade this. I cannot. I've got 3 wood if I need it, but none of these require wood to upgrade. This is going to cost 2 coins to upgrade. I've got none. Or I've got 1. There's nothing I can do here, right? These cards are 2 wood. Nothing needs wood. I bet that's the upgrade cost, right? Almost. Okay. Well, that's that done. That is disappointing. Okay. The last 2 cards, I think, before we go. So this one says, stop. Stop here. Now we're getting to the legacy thing. Right. Okay. So we have a swamp and a lake. So we've looked at a swamp already. It's inaccessible. We know it's a big waste of time for everybody involved. We'll put that at the bottom of our deck. And we have a lake, 4 stone to upgrade. And we can flip it this way, which will give us a lighthouse. Stays in play, discards the top card of your deck. Could be really useful to get rid of those bandits. If we upgrade it this way, we get to a fisherman's cabin. And then we can upgrade it this way to a fishing boat, which is going to discover shore 75. Let's just make sure we put that back in our hand the right way. This is the last hand before we go into... Obviously, this is the last hand, but this is actually the last hand before we go into the legacy section. So we have a quarry for 2 stone. We have a gold bridge. We have a plains. And we have our missionary. Now, I'd like to use him to get rid of the bandit, but... is there something better we can do? Not really. I can use you to discard to get 2 coins. That would give us 3 coins if we wanted to get rid of that, but 1 more stone would help us here. I'm going to play these 2. The bandit is next, interestingly, so I wonder if it's worthwhile, even though we've got the Sacred Well, we could discover a shrine. I wonder if it's worthwhile us getting the next card just so we can get rid of this bandit. It's a lot, but I think we're going to do it. So we play these 2 cards. We have to spend 3. So let's assume we use this. Discard a friendly card. Let's get rid of the shrine. And we used you. That's 3 coins. To then spend to convert a bandit. So you are going to become a worker. Choose a building in play, gain its production resources. So we've turned you over. So the golden rule, whenever you turn over a card, you have to get rid of it. And we've used the missionary, which means these 3 cards are still in play because we haven't upgraded anything. Okay, let's draw again. So now we've got a swamp, an accessible swamp. We've got a rocky land. We've got our plains. I can't upgrade anything at the moment. So I think we're going to have to draw again. So we've got a servant and a lumberjack. Okay, now we can. I could use a gold to upgrade this quarry to a mine. That's going to start getting us metal. I could use the 2 wood and 2... I've only got, 2 coins to upgrade this to a quarry, which could be good. I think, as much as I want the metal, I think I'm going to take the quarry. So we're going to use 2 wood and 2 coins to get this to a quarry. It just means we've got more stone coming in. And that might be important. Right, we're going to put those there. We've still got some hands left. So we've got our huge tree. We've got bandit. We've got our bloody headquarters again. And we've got a forest. So at the moment we've just got 4 wood. Or 3 wood. Or 4 wood. I think we have to draw again. So we've got wild grass and we've got some cliffs. I guess we're going to have to push again because I've got 1 coin and we need 3 to upgrade this. So let's take this and this. We've got a swamp and we've got a lake. So we've got 2 coins, we've got 2 wood and we've got a stone. I think we just have to upgrade our swamp, right? The next one is a chapel, which is going to give us... we could upgrade with 2 stone and 2 wood. We don't have that. So I think I'm going to spend you and you to upgrade our swamp to an accessible swamp. And again, we might have been close to being able to do our headquarters, but the bandit is always there. Right, we've got a chapel. We've got a plains and we've got a distant mountain. So 2 coins to upgrade this. We've got 2 coins over here. So we may as well upgrade you. And that is that done. And that is us out of cards. Let's have a little look. So we've got this. Stop. Now that you've got the hang of the game, you may reset to start again. If you like to give your best shot, give it your best shot. If you continue, you will discover 4 cards. Cards 24 to 27. Look at them now and then decide if you want to restart or continue. After this comes the legacy part of the game, where some cards will permanently be changed in the course of the game. You will not be able to reset the game once you continue down this road. Rule clarification on the back. Cards 25, 26, and 27 are permanent cards, meaning they are never shuffled into your deck and cannot be discarded. They are always visible and active, but are not counted as in play. The Army and Treasury card are track cards that let you spend your turn and resources to gain fame. Export Tally card doesn't end your turn. It lets you spend trade goods to gain stickers, new cards, and other cool effects. You will not be able to complete all of the tracks before the game ends. Right, I think we're going to stop here with that ringing in our ears. Our kingdom is now yay big with a couple of bandits in. And we'll dive into this next time. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, hit the like button, the subscribe button. If you really support this, we'll keep doing it and get behind it. If you want to support the channel, there is a Patreon. It's got a load of content, including me learning to play this through these first 23 cards or so. And there's blogs and all sorts over there, so go and check that out. Hit the like button. It really helps with the video engagement and all of those things, and that means we'll be able to bring more Kingdom Legacy to you. I don't know in terms of time frame as to when the next episode's going to come out. I'll leave it so you guys have some time to comment and like and all of those things, and let me know if we got anything wrong. As always, let me know if you're playing this game, if you like it, all of those things. I will see you all again soon. Thank you.